Hello there, YouTube. It's Eliza here again, and today it's another episode of Eliza Says. And today, what we're gonna be going over, is a job interview. Like, you finally applied, you got off your lazy bum, and you applied for a job, and then now you have an interview to do, and what do you do? So the first thing, really, it's really important, and obviously it's get there early, but when you get there, turn off your phone, you don't want it ringing in the middle of your interview, or somebody texting you away, throughout the day, it's that's really unprofessional, When I was working for the Chinese men, I was going to school, and I had a classmate that I thought was really smart, and I thought she would fit in well with the restaurant, and I thought the Chinese man would really like her, So the day she came in for her interview, I think she was late. I wasn't there when it happened, but I heard she was late, just by a few minutes, but she was late, and she sat down, they got into talking, and maybe not even 5 minutes into the interview, her phone started ringing, and she actually got up and left the restaurant to answer her phone, and it's that's not something you should do ever, but the Chinese man, I assume, was really desperate at the time because we were hiring, we were short-staffed, so the Chinese man just let it go. He stayed there and waited for her to come back, and she did, and the interview carried on. She got hired, and she was the worst employee we ever had, and it's just really awkward, but turn off your phone and be there, be there in the moment with your interviewer, and don't be rude. So the next thing, next piece of advice that I should give to you is to dress appropriately, If you dress too casually or too formally, that makes everybody uncomfortable, I think I'm a little flashy right now, so maybe no dangly earrings for ladies, no dangling earrings, or men too, no dangly earrings. I think this top is really nice. I think it's a little too low though, so maybe a little bit higher. If you're gonna wear a low cut top, put a camisole underneath it, The point is, don't go in jeans and a t-shirt, but you don't want to go in tuxedo or formal dress or anything. That's a little bit too fancy. It's just dress really professional. Make yourself look good. You are selling yourself basically to these people, and so you want to make yourself look really good for your future employers. And that's it. Just basically you're selling yourself. I'm gonna take these off. They're making my ears stretch, and I have cute ears, and I don't want them to stretch anymore. So another thing, is to be confident. Like I said, you are selling yourself, so you want to make sure that the people who are buying you, want, really think that you're capable of, presenting yourself, and just really, really out there, you're shining. They want to know that you shine, right? So one of these things is when you're answering their questions, is just to pause, pause for a few seconds before answering, and then that, it may seem like you're not confident, but showing your future employers that you're taking the time to think about your question, the question that they asked you, and your answers really shows that you're focused. It's better to think about what you're gonna say instead of just saying the first thing that comes to your mind. You don't want to give them any verbal diarrhea, do you? Another thing is to have a firm, factual, but interested tone, and then this means don't end your sentences or your answers with a raised inflection in your voice. You don't want to be Well, in this particular situation, I thought that I was the best because I was the blah 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 blah, and then you don't want to end it with, and that is why I think I'm the best. You know, that doesn't make you really seem confident. It turns your statement into a question, which makes you really seem uncertain. You don't want that. Yeah. So the next thing is to avoid topics that could get you in trouble. And this is like personal things like your age or your family situation or your religion or political values. Yeah. Actually, it's in some areas it's illegal for employers to ask these kinds of questions. So if you do find yourself in a situation like that, just go like, I don't see how that's relevant to my application. Yeah. So you can, try to avoid it. Or if they ask you about children, like if you have any children or if you're planning on having children, you can say something like, well, I'm not planning on having any children in the near future, but if it does happen, would you be willing to consider like giving me some time off or something? Would you be willing to consider that? Yeah, something like that. It's just technically you should ideally you should avoid questions like these. Yeah, avoid answering questions like these. And there is the dreaded tell me about yourself question. This isn't a chance for you to give them your life story. They don't want to know that you live in a van down by the river, or they don't want to know what kind of pupper you have, yeah, or like what kind of kitty cat, or what kind of drugs you do. That's something that they don't want to hear. They don't want to write about those kind of things. They want to look for somebody who can fit their needs. Yeah, so tell them about what makes you professional, what like your selling points, yeah, and then tell stories that relate to those points, whether it be like your time management skills, communication skills, leadership, technical expertise, or whatever. That's the kind of things that they're looking for. Yeah. So anyway, YouTube, that was short and sweet. But there are many videos out there that can help you with this type of situation. But I hope you enjoyed this one from dear old mom. Yeah, and good luck out there, all you millennials. Yeah, and all you people who are getting jobs for the first time. I know it's a scary, scary thing to do. Yeah. But good luck to you, and yeah, toodles.